Alright, so for the past 30 days, I forced myself to use a gaming sleeve day in and day out. I fought against using one for so long, no matter how much you guys were telling me in the comments to pick up one. I was hard-headed. I wanted to raw dog my mouse pad, just that skin on mouse pad action. But then it got extremely hot here in California and my arm started sticking to my mouse pad. So I said, you know what, for the next month, let's try a challenge. And I started using the gaming sleeve every day. No excuses. So I'm here at the end of the 30 days with my finding. Now, one of the main things that's really kept me off of using an arm sleeve, for those of you guys who know me, is the size. A lot of them can be really tight, and I'm a person where, if I really feel something on my arm and it's strangling it, it's just gonna provide another distraction that I don't need when I'm trying to be at my best while I'm gaming. So the first thing I had to do was find one that was comfortable. I ended up going with this Nike Dry Fit one. These can be found on Amazon. I'll drop a link down below. There are some gaming specific arm sleeves, but for me, they were all just a little too tight. I found that over the last 30 days, this one has really kept its shape. Now I did try one by Esport Tiger as well, which was pretty good, which leads me to my next point. Not all arm sleeves are the same speed. So when I tried them before, I didn't like it because it was grabbing my mouse pad way too much and just causing way too much friction between the two. And then I just figured, oh, all of them must be like this. I can't get down with this, all right? But after trying the Esport Tiger one and the Nike one, I can tell you there's quite a bit of difference between the two. The Esport Tiger one is way more slicker and faster than the Nike one, where the Nike one is more of a control arm sleeve. I thought I would like the Esport Tiger one, but I realized I needed more control. And that's where the Nike one just provided me with enough control and enough slickness to get me in some good swipes with my new arm aiming. And one thing that I've come to realize is that the X and Y are different. The X is quite a bit slower than the Y. Usually you would see like the Y be different, which is kind of weird. Now I'm using the Saturn from Lethal Gaming Gear, which is my main mouse pad, and I can definitely feel the X and the Y. But on like a Fedora pad or a hybrid pad, you're definitely not gonna feel it as much on the X and Y. Now this is something that you can just get used to. At first, it's a little bit weird, but I got accustomed to it eventually around the 2-week mark. I've actually come to enjoy the control, especially when tracking and flicking. It just adds a little bit more precision to your overall aim. Now I play Valorant, which isn't too involved when it comes to tracking, but if you play a track heavy game, I think a slicker game sleeve like the Esport Tiger one will be better for you. Now another reason why you might want to try an arm sleeve is for consistency reasons. Now I did a video on arm aiming, go check that out if you haven't already, and it's got me a lot more consistency overall by having just a small portion of my arm on the desk. It just leads to more consistency because you're not dragging your entire skin over the pad. Now with an arm sleeve, you can't have your whole arm on the pad, and you can still get that consistency because you won't have the sweat from your arm dictating how fast your movement is. Now what I've done is combine the two, which is just keep that meaty part of my arm on the desk with this arm sleeve, so I get the best of both worlds. I get the freedom of movement, and I also get more consistency by having the sleeve on the mouse pad instead of my skin directly on there. Now on hot days, it keeps the sweat inside the sleeve, and then on cold days, it actually keeps my arm pretty warm. Now, one thing when I was making this video that came to mind was some pros are really good, but then they can have their off days, and sometimes I wonder, could they benefit from an arm sleeve? Is that something that's affecting them? Is their mouse pad and the sweat, maybe the weather is affecting them and they don't even realize it? So it's food for thought. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Could this be an issue in pro play? I don't know. So if you can't tell by now, it has really improved upon my consistency while gaming. And if you're like me and you've tried an arm sleeve and it wasn't for you, these are similar to mouse pads. It's not a one size fits all. One mouse pad doesn't work for everybody, and neither will one arm sleeve. So you really have to trial and error these sleeves. Now I'm going to drop a link to two that I tried down below, the Nike one for control and the Esport Tiger one for speed. Give it at least 2 weeks with either one to see which one you prefer, and this just isn't for arm aimers. I think wrist aimers can also benefit from this for those huge swipes and turns. So when you want to turn and burn somebody, or maybe you're just a freak of nature and want to do some 360 no scopes, I don't know. Whatever your vibe is, the sleeve, I believe, can help you. So after these 30 days, I've just come to the conclusion now that I am a sleeve gamer. Some might say it's being extra. It might look like I'm going to play some kind of sport or go play some basketball or football. But hey, the benefits are pretty clear to see. Now, I'm not saying I'm going back to raw dogging anytime soon, but I don't see any reason why I or you shouldn't be using one at this point. Time will tell, but for now, sleeves on. That was kind of bad. How about this? Okay, sun's out, sleeves out. Nah, that's not good. I can't think of anything good. Let me know if you guys have a better outro down below. Until then, until the next video, it has been your boy BT saying